I'm Tara Joseph, looking at the key events in the week ahead in Asia with Wayne Arnold of Breaking Views. And Wayne, fresh from the latest growth figures in China, we head straight into a big earnings week for China companies. What's the one to watch?
All right, well, clearly China's trying to manage our expectations downward as we go into the end of the year. They've reported lower growth rates. Companies aren't going
are supposed to be miserable, right?
They're going to be pretty dark. I think they're going to slow down a lot, and we're going to see the domestic economy slowing a lot faster than the export sector, where we're seeing glimmers of recovery, especially out of the U.S., and so that's going to be reflected across the earnings universe. The one to look at, in my opinion, is Sinopec, which is, of course, the nation's largest refiner. They're the gas stations of China. If their revenues should start slowing down too precipitously, that does mean that the domestic economy is slowing faster than we thought. So I look at their revenue figure, their top-line figure. If it grows anything less than 5%, I would start to wonder whether China's really going to be on track for the rest of the year.
Okay, let's move to Japan, because in the growth figures, and as you're mentioning about exports, there were some signs of green shoots for the global economy.
Yeah.
Japan trade data coming out. Is it going to start to look better there?
Remember that Japan's biggest, most valuable exports now are to China. And so the big industrial robots and the machinery exports from companies like Hitachi, these giants, are still going to be pretty sluggish because they don't need as many in China, and that's going to hurt the rest. And remember, auto exports to China are going to fall because their sales there are suffering because of the boycott. Now, U.S. car sales probably doing pretty good. Exports to Europe are still going to be soft. So in balance, I think the Japanese number is going to show us a negative picture. The good news for Japan is that imports are also going to fall. This is an economy that can attenuate its demand pretty clearly because of the aging population. Their current account balance will improve, and that could be good for the yen and for Japanese government bonds.
Okay, now we've talked about China, Japan trade, the Golden Company.
I can make everything about China.
Yeah, well, a lot of people are these days.
It's always about China.
Let's move to Korea, the Golden Company of Asia. We've got Samsung coming out with its earnings. The guidance was fantastic.
Right.
Can it keep it up?
Well, I don't think they're going to disappoint us with the actual numbers. What we'll see is a breakdown, and China is going to be figuring largely. Now, they don't break down their geographic data at Samsung, unfortunately, but we do know that they're the largest. They have the largest market share in China for smartphones, and the Galaxy 3 is selling like hotcakes there. They've blown away Apple in China, and people in China, despite all their other problems, are still buying lots of smartphones, and that's driven their sales of smartphones to a record globally, and that's what we're going to see in those numbers. Is they're the dominant contributor to profits of Samsung is smartphones. Everything else is an also-ran, LCDs, TV sets. And if TV sets recover, that's good, but it's also a small percentage of their overall net.
So a lot to celebrate for Samsung.
Oh, yeah.